Peace and blessings. I am Regina, and welcome to my happy place, Diva G's Reborns. We are here with our cute little mini reborn Claire. Isn't she just adorable? She has on her flesh layers. We did a little bit of defining her face with some highlights. What we will be doing today is we will continue with the highlights to bring out more of her features. Okay. And we will be blushing her palms and cleaning up her finger tips, or I should say her nail beds, so we can begin to tip them. We're going to see about moons and blushing and tipping these nail tips. These nail beds, I should say. So remember I was saying I wanted to order to get a Lazy Susan. Oh, here's the Lazy Susan. I think it will make life a bit easier in certain ways. Can you see this little foot over here, this little one? That is our baby Onyx. Her Aleen's paper glaze dried, and she is now actually on her body. She is complete. She was born on today, February the 28th at 3:13 p.m. So, so here she is on her body. I didn't do anything else with her hair as of yet. Let's see. Camera. I didn't do anything else with this beautiful head of hair that she has. Okay. But yeah, she looks absolutely adorable and she is ever so cuddly. She really truly is. So she is sitting right here. She is sitting right here looking ever so sweet with her little smile, her little dimples, and her smiling eyes. So we will go right on ahead and start with our baby Claire. We're going to get the paints together and start with our baby Claire. So we have our red wash, which we will be using as the blush. And we also have our blue wash, which we will be using as well. And the tiny, tiny brushes that we will use. Going to use some tiny brushes. Some of the same brushes that we have already used, but we will be using them very strategically. And we will pounce with, I think we're going to pounce with the, I think we'll pounce with the pointed Q-tip. That might work pretty well with her because she's, tiny. So I would like to ask you to please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring. So we will be just 1 second. I'm thinking since she is a tiny baby, I'm thinking of cutting these sponges down to be able to get strategically on the areas on her. I think that might be wise to do. So I think I'm going to just cut this way first. Okay. And I don't know. We're going to want to keep things smooth. So I think one of them, I think I'm going to go cut it like this. Okay, so that we can have an area that will be smooth. And I think we're going to go this way. I'm kind of thinking my way through with what I think might work. Okay. And she is such a adorable, adorable kit. She really truly is. Um, let's see. We have our here. And let me have my distilled water. This is my little trash can that I keep on the desk rather close for small little things. And I think it's rather cute. Oh, that's one of the reasons that I do have it, because I think it's cute. Okay, so now let's get our paper towels. And I don't even think it's going to take a lengthy period of time to do what it is that we need to do today, because she is such a petite, girl. She is a petite girl, so I don't think it's going to take a lengthy period of time. Okay. So we're going to first start with we're going to first do the red wash. Finger. Yeah, so we're going to first go with the red wash. And guess whose rooting is coming along quite nicely? That's right, our Charlie. And what I did, don't pay this any mind. This is hair. Yeah, that's hair. But I just kind of was going in some sections with some different colors. So look, and it's coming so nice, so nice. He's looking so very handsome. When you look at him like this, he looks like he could be a girl, right? But nope, he's going to be a boy. Charlie is a 18-month size young man. Okay. So we are going to start with our cute little hands. Look at these Her little arms. Look at that beautiful skin tone. And the creasing looks very nice. So we're going to use some of our very small brushes. This is a 0. Um, this one is a 1. I'm thinking, let's see how the 0 works. And we also have our Christina Wooly. So you know this is one of my faves. You know that. So we're going to take her out anyway. And we're going to go ahead and moisten this is number 0. And this is a art brush. So, and what I do is I like to moisten the bristles. To me, it gets them ready to accept the paint. That's what I think. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. It's just what I do. Okay. Hmm. The bristles do not stay together. But we're going to continue with this brush and see if we need to just simply go with the Christina Wooly. We will. The only reason why I did not start first with the Christina Wooly is because it's for fine lines. And I'm not making fine lines. I'm, I want to go across the entire palm and under, the fingers. So, yeah. So let's go right on ahead. And we're going over the entire palm. The entire palm. Even the areas that we're going to make red, that we're going to put the blue paint. We're even making those areas red. We're going on the sides of the fingers, the tops of the fingers, the sides of the fingers. Okay. Although I have not finished our baby Claire, I put the Aleen's paper glaze on her neck ring already. I did that because somehow or another I did not put it on baby Maddox, and I didn't put it on baby Onyx. So their their necks did not have the Aleen's paper glaze on. And I do understand, I do kind of really understand why that happened. It happened partially because Baby Maddox, I didn't put him together. I sent him to Karen because she was going to, she already had a body that she wanted to put him on, and she wanted to weigh him, herself. And so I was so, thinking about making sure, because of course I corn rolled his hair, I rooted his hair, eyelashes and eyebrows, and I corn rolled his hair. So I was, really thinking about that and doing a box open, what do you call it? Doing a box packing for a doll that was, just the pieces. Um, so that, those things were on my mind. Now on his limbs, I remembered to do the Aleen's paper glaze. How did I not put it on his neck ring? I don't know. I don't know. But and fortunately, since Karen happens to be a reborn artist herself, she has the Aleen's paper glaze and she's able to apply it herself. However, I just did not like the idea that I forgot. Um, yeah, I'm human. Things happen. But you know, I didn't like the idea that I forgot. Now, if I had been putting him on his body, immediately I would have realized it. I would have looked and seen it immediately. The same way I did on yesterday, not yesterday, on the day when I was while I was assembling Onyx. As soon as I got to her head, I realized I was like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't put Eileen's paper glaze on, because I could immediately, I immediately saw that. Um, so yeah. So what I did was, I went on ahead and I put the Eileen's paper glaze on baby Claire so that it would be nice and, set, it'd be cured and everything. So when I get ready to put her on her body, there won't be any type of delay at all. No reason for any delay. So yeah. I mean, it just goes to show that, you're human. But you know, and for anyone who may not be aware of what Eileen's paper glaze is, it's a type of glue that dries with a shine. And in the reborn community, it's often used to add a little bit of a gloss type coloring, gloss type sheen to the nails because the kit is actually matte. Once we varnish, it's generally matte. Um, and nails do have a little bit of a shine, just a little bit of a sheen to them. So the Eileen's paper glaze gives that sheen, and it also provides a layer of protection. And we often do use the Eileen's paper glaze on the lips to give a little bit of a sheen to the lips. And one of the places that it works really well, and this is kind of discreet, is on the neck ring and the flange of the limbs. Once you apply it on there and it dries, and then you assemble the doll, those parts will turn without any issue. They will turn very, very nicely and very smooth. So that's one reason that the Aleen's paper glaze is used and used quite effectively in that manner. Now, there are other things that can be used. Clear nail polish, clear top coat can be used, and it can give a similar effect, and it dries within minutes. And then you have the quick dry, which dries quick, even quicker than that. Now with the Aleen's paper glaze, you put it on, and generally I'll let it, set or rest, or for about 24 hours, maybe even 48 hours. And yeah, so that's one of the things. And a little goes a long ways, because you imagine, you look at the kit, how much, paper glaze does it take to really go around? Not much. So you're using it on this area, and a little bit on the nails, the lips. So you're using just a little bit on those areas. And so it one item has multiple uses. And I like products like that can be used for more than one thing. Yeah, and I get mine from the first one that I purchased it off of Amazon because I immediately wanted it. And of course, having 2-day Prime, I was able to get it quickly. And the reason I wanted it so quickly was I was using the top coat, and I was using it, and it was just fine. On the first couple of dolls that I reborn, who are in my personal collection, I noticed that, wait a minute, it started kind of looking like it was peeling, like you turn the limb, and then, or the neck, the head, and then I saw like little flakes. I was like, well, wait a minute, what is this? And then it dawned on me, I realized it was the top coat. Now, what I will say is, it may have been the brand of top coat that I used. That might have been why, because the artist um that was using the top coat, she had used LA colors and top coat. And the top coat that I was using was not LA colors. It was a top coat, but it wasn't that one. So that could have been the issue too. I don't know. That could have been the issue. But what I did was, I was actively reborning. So I just went on ahead and I got the Aleen's paper glaze. I got it off of Amazon. It probably was like $7 or $8, whatever it was. I got it. Like I said, it came within the 2-day, 2-day Prime. And when Bountiful Baby had a site-wide 40% off, I went on ahead and I bought 2 more from there, because a little goes a long ways, so you can reborn many, 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 many dolls with that Aleen's paper glaze on the rims. Um, and you can also tip the nails with it, and the lips, what have you, like that. And it's very much cost effective, because if you get it from Bountiful Baby, you get 2 ounces, and it may be $7 or $8. Um, and then if you wait until they have the site wide, the 40% site wide, well, then you're going to get it for much cheaper. And again, a little goes a long way. So I like it a lot. Um, I had some quick dry top coat, I might have put it on baby Onyx when I realized, when I was in the midst of assembling her, I maybe would have used it then, because it dries quick. Um, but I didn't have it, because I threw away the one that I did have when I thought it was like chipping or cracking. I got rid of it. So I don't have any. Um, yeah, so that's the thing. So I find that it works, and it works, it works well. Um, yeah, so that's the thing. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to use this wonderful Lazy Susan while I go on ahead and just spit. I mean, this is just so wonderful. I can just take my heat gun and easily dry, um, the doll, which is what I wanted to be able to do. I wanted to be able to, and this will come in very much handy when I'm doing June, the 3-year-old, when I'm painting her head, because their heads are heavy, 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 heavy. So, yes, I'm going to pause and come back. Please do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll be right back. I so love my heat gun. I think I've said that before. I really, really do love my heat gun. It affords me the ability to paint and to apply multiple layers in a day, without them becoming sticky, or any untoward event with the paint. So I really, really do love that. And I just dry the layer of paint or whatever it is for like 30 seconds, 30 or 60 seconds, and then I can let it cool, which is a matter of not even a minute, and then go ahead and continue painting. So it works out really, really, really nicely. As an air dry artist, that works out really nicely, because normally with air dry paints, you only can really do up to 8 layers in a day, or pretty much in a sitting, and then you need to let all of it cure. So yeah, and that being said, it can take you quite some time to get a kit painted. And not to say that it's a rush to get the doll, painted, but it's nice to be able to do the doll, do the kit, and have, pretty much immediate, satisfaction to be able to see the doll being, coming together rather quickly. So, yeah, so we always make sure that we stir our paint. I tap off the brush because um, I don't want any excess on the bristles. I want just a little bit on, so that it will give me the look that I'm seeking. Now, what I will do on this pass, I'm going to avoid the the little semicircle area that I would like to put the blue, to give that illusion of translucent skin. So yeah. So I kind of leave like a little bit of like kind of like a semicircle. And I'm pouncing that out. And I'm using this part is smooth, because I don't want to have the skin texture feel on the foot. Let me see that little foot. See if you can see how nice that coloring is on that foot. It looks so cute. And we're going to go ahead on the hands, and we're going to do the same thing. Now we're going to leave part of that little middle area in here um, without the red wash because we will be applying the blue wash to give that appearance of thin skin as well. So just those little, kind of like little strategic areas that we paint, and then others that we will paint a different color. But I am making sure to go on the sides of the fingers, and because I do want to have that blushing of the red, which is giving kind of like a blush of blood flow. I was looking at some mini babies on mm, Trueborn, and I seen some that I really wanted to get, but they didn't include the body. You had to purchase the body in addition to the kit, which I don't know. It's a mini baby. It's not like you can just get a body anywhere. So it would seem like it would come automatically with the doll. But yeah, so um yeah. So I didn't purchase any other minis just yet. I said I was gonna go on Irresistible and McPherson's, to also see what they had. On this hand, I'm also avoiding the area that I want to make that triangle of blue. Yeah, so I said I was gonna go on McPherson's and Irresistibles to see if they, what's the deal with their mini babies. You know, I mean, Trueborn, they had the bodies. I mean, they did. They had the bodies. Of course, but I just thought that was kind of like, And Trueborn, many of their kits come with bodies. They're newborn size kits, and others come with bodies. So I was kind of a little bit, I was a little bit surprised that, yeah. So I don't know if they make it an option because maybe people will reborn the mini baby as, I don't know, maybe as a fantasy. I don't know. I don't know. If anyone knows why that's done like that, could you please put it in the comments because I'm curious as to why with a mini baby, you know, 10, 8, 7, these tiny tiny mini babies, why they would have um not just simply include the body, you know. And some of the kits were so cute and sweet. They even had belly plates. I was like, OMG, you know. So they are, I mean, I'm really enjoying painting this mini baby Claire very much. And which is the reason I was on the website looking for other mini babies to see what's, what's kind of like out there. And yeah, so I don't know, is that the standard that the body doesn't is not just included? Um, I don't know. I don't know. Or am I just being extra thinking that it's supposed to come with the body, with the limbs and the head? Am I being extra? I'm gonna pause and come back after I dry. I was thinking that I probably should get a backup heat gun since I enjoy using the heat gun so much. But you can actually use hair dryer. So, but that's a bit more cumbersome. But in a pinch, you could use a hair dryer. Um, yeah, but I would like to get another heat gun just as a backup. I mean, that one I purchased off of Amazon. I mean, it just is on and off. It doesn't tell you the temperature. Well, it says how high it goes, but you can't select a particular temperature. And it was only like about, I think it was like $10. So we're going across her foot in some additional areas that I want to make just a little bit more red than other areas on the foot. And those areas I will, pounce out, of course. And I like to make the part of the toes a little bit more red. So I'm going to go onto the tips of the toes and make those a little bit more red. I think that's I think that's a cute foot. And we're going to do the same thing with the hands, with the palm here. I'm going to go certain areas that I want to make it a little bit more red. I think snipping these sponges was a good idea because it affords me to really get in to the areas that I want without disturbing areas that I don't want to disturb. I'm trying to stay in camera. Not easy to stay in camera because I have to see it. I have to see it. It's important that I see it. It's of paramount importance that I see it. And we're going to be continue to add more, you know, to create more layers, to create more realism. I'm going to do the other two limbs off camera. Okay, so we did the red and we didn't dry it as of yet. What I will do is I'm going to take the blue wash and to do the blue coloring on the foot, on the, on both palms and soles. Cut this little piece off because we want that to be smooth as well. And then once we do the blue, we'll dry and probably do another red. Probably. I'm going to take and, just look and see what it looks like. Can't quite say exactly. Now, what I will do is I'm going to go in this little area here and with the blue. And this is a blue wash, and I'm going to pounce that out as well. And that just gives the illusion of thin skin. That's all it, really is doing. Giving that illusion of thin skin and a slightly, different color. Gonna go under the toes. Now I can go under the toes here because I didn't do, there's no wet red paint there. Okay. Now on the hand, on the palm, I'm gonna go in this little area here. That's almost like a very visible triangle. And again, that just gives the illusion of, thin skin. And some of the coloring that we add to the dolls, it's just also so that the doll does not have one flat color. Because the one flat color does give the, make the doll look like a manufactured doll as opposed to being a one of a kind. Because that's what reborns are. It may be the same kit, however, it's a one of the kind. It's not something that's it's not duplicated. Everything is individual. The same artist can do the same kit, but it's not going to be the same. It's going to be some slight variation, some slight difference. So each work is a work of art, and it is a one of a kind. One of a kind. And again, we always make sure that we stir the paint because it will, you know, kind of separate. Excuse me. And you want to have it where it looks, you know, where it's full, not where it looks like it's separated, because then the colors won't be rich. They'll look, um, you know, faded and not in a good way. Okay, so where else might we do a little bit of blue? We're just going to take a slight, tiny, when I say tiny, I mean a tiny bit of blue here on her face. Just a very small amount. And then we pounce that off. You know, when you have a particular color out, you try to think about, well, where else, while I have it out, would I need to put the color? So we're going to dry and come back. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the additional red we applied along with the blue. I like the way this looks. I'm satisfied with the amount of blue because I just wanted to give a slight change in color so that it appears that the skin is thin. And I will be adding some more red over the areas that we already went. Same thing with the foot. I'm very pleased with the way the foot looks. Okay, I just want to add a little bit more red on those strategic areas. The face, I'm pleased with the blue. You can barely tell that it's there. It just gives that little bit of a thin skin shadow. So I'm satisfied with that. So we're going to go ahead with the blue wash again and go over these areas once again. You can see our baby Claire is coming to life. Coming to life. Just a beautiful, beautiful kit coming to life. So she's cooled down. Just strategic areas again where I want to just give it a little bit more, just a little bit more red. It's all about the subtleties, I think. Those subtle details. Trying to get in the camera where you can maybe see what I see. Kind of a little bit challenging, but yeah. So, yeah. Okay. That's a gorgeous foot. That's a gorgeous. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to do the other two off camera and come back. Okay, we are back. We dried the blush. And you know, I have this beautiful Lazy Susan and I haven't been using it. I've been reaching across to get the limbs. Wow, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead with another little bit of red. I want to do some more red on the fingertips. Just a little bit more red. I don't know why my brush has decided it wants to bend. I guess maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe it was in there wrong. I don't know. I'm going to put it in some boiling hot water. That's what they say. If the brushes, if that happens, you can put it in boiling water and then they come back. So I'm going to try that out. I see a piece of hair. I have a larger garbage can under my desk, and it is a Monster High garbage can because I like Monster High. I don't have any of the Monster High dolls, but I do like Monster High, and I love the colors. She's like saying, "I love you." That's like what she said. I love you. So we're gonna go right on the pads of the toes. I hope you are enjoying this series with our 10-inch mini baby Claire. I mean, she just makes me want to paint another mini baby. She really, really does. She's just the cutest. Just the cutest. I mean, look at her. She's just so cute. So cute. Wow. Make use of the Lazy Susan. This came in a 2-pack. Listen, I'm the mother of twins. I do things in twos. Oftentimes I do get two of something. I don't know. I just do. The hand looks so nice. So nice. So nice. You can't quite see it on camera how, it's not coming across really on camera. But in person, wow. Looks very nice. Very, very, very nice. See if you can see. Trying to get an angle you can kind of see. Can't get an angle where you can really see well, but yeah. I would encourage you to please do tell your friends about what we're doing here at Diva G's Reborns. They might be reborn collectors, they might be reborn artists, or that they would just enjoy the content, because there are people who just simply enjoy reborns, the content, and they're not collectors nor are they artists. They just enjoy the artistry of reborns. So you can share content with your loved ones, your family, and your friends. I would encourage you to please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Come back again real soon. Peace and blessings.